My Super Psycho Sweet 16 is a 2009 American teen drama horror slasher television film, based on the MTV show My Super Sweet 16. The film follows two girls, an outcast named Sky Rotter, Lauren McKnight, and an extremely spoiled girl named Madison Penrose. Madison convinces her parents to reopen the roller dome for her sweet 16th birthday party. The roller dome, a roller skating rink that Sky's father used to own, had been closed because a series of brutal murders took place there 10 years ago. The killer, who happens to be Sky's father, comes back to wreak havoc during Madison's party. However, the film was followed by two sequels, My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 2 and My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 3. Plot: Madison Penrose prepares for her Sweet 16. She wants to have her birthday party at the Roller Dome, a once popular roller skating rink with a violent history to match. She and her parents go so far as to hire a party planner, Jacob Gentry, a few days before the party. While alone in the roller rink, the party planner hears a strange noise. The scene then flashes back to 1999, where Charlie Rotter, Alex Van, is the owner and entertainer of the Roller Dome. He is known as Lord of the Rink and dresses in costume attire. One day, Rotter is humiliated by an ungrateful teenage boy named Craig Damian Haas, who slaps a cake out of Rotter's hands and rips his mask off in front of everybody, including his 6-year-old daughter, Sky, Lauren Eichner. Later that night, Craig and his girlfriend, Karen, break into the Roller Dome, where they are brutally murdered by the Lord of the Rink. Young Sky witnesses the murders and calls the police. They find him in the basement and, upon arresting Rotter, discover that 4 more bodies have been dismembered and stuffed into an oil bin. While on his way to prison, the van crashes into Burns, and Rotter appears to have died. 10 years later, Sky Rotter, Lauren McKnight, is an outcast, tortured by her classmates because of what happened a decade ago. One day, she has a moment with Madison's ex-boyfriend, Brig, Chris Zilka. That same day, after swimming class, Sky finds out that her gym locker has been trashed by Madison and her friends Olivia, Maya Osman, and Chloe. Susan Griffith, Madison's friend Lily, Leandra Terenzano, tells Sky who trashed her locker. Lily admits that she actually dislikes Madison, and that the reason why Madison is attacking Sky is because Sky flirted with Brig. She tells Sky to hook up with Brig to get revenge on Madison at her Sweet 16 party. Sky, in nothing but a towel and a one-piece bathing suit, tries to leave the building, but she is interrupted by Madison, Olivia, and Chloe. In addition to warning Sky about staying away from Brig, Madison calls Sky a nobody and says that the yearbook would not waste space on her if she died. Afterward, Sky begins walking home in her swimsuit and towel. Brig drives by her, slows down, and offers her a ride home. While driving, Brig asks Sky to hang out Saturday night. The next day, Madison hands out invitations to her Sweet 16. Having invited Brig, it interferes with his plans with Sky. Brig goes to Sky's house and explains to her that he has to go because he and Madison have history, and that he will make it up to Sky. Sky tells him that they both know that this isn't going to work because he is popular and she is not. Brig kisses Sky and lets her know that he wants to spend more time with her after the party, and he promises that they will go out. When Brig leaves, Sky's best friend Derek walks out onto Sky's porch and asks if she was just talking to Brig. Sky then asks Derek if he still wants to crash Madison's party. Lily leaves a secret opening for Sky and Derek behind the roller rink, and the two sneak in without a hitch. Things seem fine at first, until the party planner is killed by Charlie Rotter, who survived the crash. Sky finds Brig and they skate together. Derek and Lily are chatting, and she asks him to go get some fruit punch to mix with her vodka so they can party. Derek walks off to go get the punch, but Brig's friend Kevin, Joey Napo, sees him and locks him in the basement. After warning Madison of Derek and Sky's appearance, Kevin takes Rodder's Lord of the Rink costume and decides to play a trick on Sky by standing up in the mezzanine of the roller dome. Sky spots Kevin, thinks that he is actually her father, and then runs to him. Kevin laughs and mocks her as he starts to leave the mezzanine. He is then choked and bludgeoned to death by Rodder, who then finds his mask on the floor and puts it on. Derek, still locked in the basement, is let out by Lily, who is drunk and ends up making out with him. Chloe has a plan of hiding in the bathroom stall with a fire extinguisher and assaulting Sky with it. Olivia proceeds to dump one of her drinks on Sky's lap so that she will have to wash up in the bathroom that Chloe is hiding in. Brig, trying to find Sky, ends up in the VIP room and is ambushed by Madison, who throws herself at him and kisses him. Sky walks in on them and leaves the room upset. Brig then tells Madison that he doesn't want her and leaves. Meanwhile, Chloe is waiting for Sky, and here's who she thinks is Sky walking in. She comes out, spraying the extinguisher at Rodder instead. Annoyed, he takes the extinguisher out of her hand and beats her to death with it. Lily decides to key Madison's car for a birthday present. While she is keying the words, "Happy Sweet 16, into the hood, the car revs up and starts chasing after her. She is rammed into a brick wall but escapes. She runs up to a stairwell, and tries to escape to the street ahead by trying to climb over a gate. Rodder catches up to Lily and kills her by slitting her throat with a sword. Sky runs off to her father's old office and calls Derek, letting him know that she wants to leave. Brig then finds Sky and tries to explain what happened, but Sky wants to hear none of it. While Madison's birthday cake is being brought out, Olivia goes to the bathroom to find Chloe, thinking that she's hooking up somewhere. Upon entering the stall next to where Chloe was murdered, Olivia discovers Chloe's body on the floor. She tries to warn everyone else, but Rodder appears and decapitates her, and her headless body skates and collides with Madison's birthday cake. Frightened, everyone leaves, except for Madison and Sky. Madison accuses Sky of ruining her party because of her relation to Rodder. While running, they find that Rodder has gutted the party planner. Brig runs back in for Sky, and they run up to the mezzanine with Rodder in pursuit. Derek flashes the spotlight in Rodder's face, temporarily blinding and distracting him while Sky and Madison escape. As the girls reach the dance floor below, Brig is thrown from the mezzanine above. As Sky, Derek, and Madison run out, Rodder grabs Madison and slams her head into a party table, knocking her out. Rodder catches up to Sky and Derek at the door and strangles Derek. Sky begs her father to spare him, and Rodder does so by throwing him out of the door, locking Madison, Sky, and himself inside. Madison wakes up in the basement with Sky, their hands both tied to a table. Sky tells Madison that she is a bully. Rodder unties Sky, gives her a knife, and tells her to kill Madison, wanting her to be a killer like him. But Madison manipulates Sky into refusing and stabbing Rodder in his leg with the knife, then dropping a cabinet on him, injuring and stunning him. She then tries to untie Madison. Madison insults her while they try to escape. Once untied, Madison selfishly knocks over Sky in order to get to the door, but Rodder reaches out and trips her. Learning Madison's evil heart, Sky locks Madison in with Rodder, telling her, "Have a super birthday, Madison." As Rodder gets up, Madison furiously screams insults at Sky as she goes up the steps. Rodder then slits Madison's throat, and he places her body in a chair with a party hat on her head and a very small cake with a lit candle in front of her. Sky leaves the building and meets Derek outside, who is excited to see that she is okay. Sky leaves town in Madison's new car as police arrive at the scene, but Rotter is gone by the time they get there. A few days later, Brig has a bad dream that he wakes up injured in the hospital. Sky tells him that he's been out for days, and that she came back for him. Then she stabs him to death while crying to her father. He frantically awakes from the nightmare in the hospital. He says that he wants to see Sky, but the nurse tells him that no one has seen her. Saddened, he turns over on his side, only to see a picture that Sky drew on the table next to him, revealing that she was in the room while he was unconscious. Cast. Production. The movie was shot in Atlanta, where Gentry and Motlagh grew up. The film never mentions Atlanta, but it shows the skyline at the very end. Gentry told Radio and TV Talk, "There are things shown that makes it clear it's Atlanta if you know Atlanta." The high school scenes were mostly filmed at Henry W. Grady High School, including the library, locker room and gym. Shots were also filmed at Sprayberry High School. Madison also makes reference to flying a stylist in 3,000 miles from Los Angeles, making it evident that the film is set somewhere on the East Coast. Gentry also told Radio and TV Talk, "We wanted to make it every city, not too region-specific. We wanted it to connect with anyone." Quote, "All of the minor characters live in Atlanta, making casting much easier. Thousands of girls auditioned for the role of Madison Penrose, according to casting directors, but Juliana Gill seemed perfect for the role." Quote. Soundtrack. Critical reception. The film was generally well received by audiences. It delivered the network's strongest rating in the time period in over a year and a half. Among female teens, the film ranked number 1 in its time period versus all ad-supported TV competition and number 2 overall across all television competition behind only Disney. Unrated version. Airings on MTV are slightly edited. iTunes and DVD releases are uncut, featuring a bit more gore. Edited scenes include Craig's death, showing the pool stick impaling him. The party planner's corpse in the chase scene is shown longer, and Brig's dream in the end is longer. Home release. My Super Psycho Sweet 16 was released on DVD on October 18, 2010, to coincide with the premiere of the sequel a week later on October 22. It is the unrated version and contains no special features. It is available to buy on Amazon.com and to download on the iTunes Store. Due to several complaints about the DVD just being a burned copy of the movie, Paramount Home Entertainment announced a Blu-ray Combo Pack edition, but no official release date has been announced. Sequels. On May 25, 2010, MTV confirmed a My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 2 to be directed by Jacob Gentry. Filming began in early July. It was aired by MTV on October 22, 2010. The 30-second teaser trailer premiered online on September 10, 2010, and the full-length official trailer debuted alongside the poster on September 23 of that same year. The movie takes place directly where the first one leaves off. Lauren McKnight, Chris Zilka, Alex Van and Matt Angel are the only recurring characters, with Juliana Gill reprising her role as Madison Penrose for a cameo. My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 3 aired on MTV on March 13, 2012. Gillian Rose Reed joined the cast as Sky's new friend, Sienna, to have her birthday party at the Roller Dome, a once popular roller skating rink with a violent history to match. She and her parents go so far as to hire a party planner, Jacob Gentry, a few days before the party. While alone in the roller rink, the party planner hears a strange noise. The scene then flashes back to 1999, where Charlie Rotter, Alex Van, is the owner and entertainer of the Roller Dome. He is known as Lord of the Rink and dresses in cunt. Upon arresting Rotter, discover that 4 more bodies have been dismembered and stuffed into an oil bin. While on his way to prison, the van crashes into Burns, and Rotter appears to have died. 10 years later, Sky Rotter, Lauren McKnight, is an outcast, tortured by her classmates because of what happened a decade ago. One day, she has a moment with Madison's ex-boyfriend, Brig. Chris Zilka. That same day, My Super Psycho Sweet 16 is a 2009 American teen drama horror slasher television film, based on the MTV show, My Super Sweet 16. The film follows 2 girls, an outcast named Sky Rotter, Lauren McKnight, and an extremely spoiled girl named Madison Penrose. Madison convinces her parents to reopen the Roller Dome for her sweet 16th birthday party. The Roller Dome, a roller skating costume attire. One day, Rotter is humiliated by an ungrateful teenage boy named Craig Damian Haas, who slaps a cake out of Rotter's hands and rips his mask off in front of everybody, including his 6-year-old daughter, Sky, Lauren Eichner. Later that night, Craig and his girlfriend, Karen, break into the Roller Dome, where they are brutally murdered by the Lord of the Rink. Young Sky witnesses the murders and calls the police. They find him in the basement, and the rink that Sky's father used to own had been closed because a series of brutal murders took place there 10 years ago. The killer, who happens to be Sky's father, comes back to wreak havoc during Madison's party. However, the film was followed by 2 sequels, My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 2 and My Super Psycho Sweet 16, Part 3. Plot: Madison Penrose prepares for her Sweet 16. She wants